1 second, guys. That's the one. Okay. Hi. So, Justin Pontarelli. And no, this is not a Pirate's Life episode, I'm sorry. But I'll make that very clear with the title of the video down below. So before I get started and waste all my recording time with this thing here, this is going to be about me talking about what happened to George Floyd. I know it's a little late at this point. It's been like over a month now. But I just watched the video today. I should say last night. And it was rather upsetting to me, so I wanted to talk about it and stuff and get my thoughts off my chest before I go crazy. So with that being said, I'm going to close this little box and we'll talk about it. And while I'm doing that, I'll play some Interstellar Pilot so you guys have something to watch me do at the same time, okay? So what happened to Mr. Floyd? Because if you haven't seen it, I recommend, actually no, I don't recommend it. It made me go partially nuts last night because it was horrifying to see. But for those who are interested and haven't seen it yet and want to understand why everyone got so angry, I'm gonna link a video down below. Okay, so you guys can watch it if you want to. Let me just try to pick which one I want first. It's not the same one, guys. This is another Don Carnage file. It's a different one, I believe. At least I think it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, so let me just check this file out first. Because I'm not going to explain the game. I'm just going to talk about what's on my mind. Again, the game is just so you guys can have something to watch me do at the same time. Syndicate HQ. What do we have, guys? Let's just take a look first. There's a lot of vessels. The fellow there, the Enterprise. it's the Enterprise. Oh, that must be me. Let's hop into the Enterprise. Okay. And the map. Oh no! Oh, this one. Oh, it's just this thing here. Okay, I don't know what we're doing. Okay. So anyway, so I'm not going to explain too much about what happened to George Floyd. That's going to be up to you guys to investigate. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this video yet. I haven't felt like my normal cheerful self since then. It just reminds me of how I used to feel about people, that people just don't care. And watching what happened to the poor man, it's like, I understand he did something wrong. But as I said before in a previous video, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So what the officers did was unjustified. There's lots of blue stuff. I don't oh, it's just... Where are we here? Oh, this stupid file. Oh, this silly, dumb... Oh, this one. Okay. Okay. Oh, 12 and 12. Okay, let me just see what he's supposed to be up to. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So, okay. Huh. Yeah. Good luck touching me. Awesome. So, yeah, I'm sorry I'm getting kind of like sidetracked here, but yeah, so what I was saying was the police, what they did was not justified, you know. So if you watch the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I think anyway. I guess most of a lot of people felt that way too, you know, and I can understand the anger now, you know. It was really, it seemed to be one of those things. Oh yeah, it's just there was just a certain lack of caring, lack of empathy, maybe. You know, I guess we can put it that way, right? Um, this file's boring. I'll just sit here for a while. We'll just fly around, I guess, randomly. Maybe I should really be doing this video just as me, just talking, as opposed to me just doing this, right? But when you show that much of a disregard for another human being, it's like, was the police officer even looking at Mr. Floyd, as if he was an actual person? Or just as if he was some kind of thing or an object that he had to interact with as a police officer? And if that's the case, you know, he had no regard at all for the man. He basically just treated him as if, you know, he was scum. You know, when the man's on the ground, blatantly in distress, you know, I get it. You know, he committed theft, but to treat him without any disregard for the man's safety, you know. I had a thought. Lots of thoughts, really. This makes me wonder, as a white person, would I have been treated the same way if I had walked into a store, given the clerk, a fake $20 bill, and walked out with a pack of cigarettes, you know? Had the cops called on me, would I have been dropped to the ground? Now, people say he wasn't dropped to the ground, he fell. Well, if you watch the video, George gets pulled through a police car. In other words, they already have him pretty much inside the police car, okay, to be taken away and detained or whatever, right? But then the guy who's being charged with third-degree murder comes alongside to the other side of the car, apparently opens the cop car door up, and then pulls Mr. Floyd through to the other side. Now, keep in mind, George Floyd at this point is already handcuffed. And when he's pulled probably onto his face and pulled to the car, you're not going to be able to maintain your balance with your legs probably behind you, right? You need to have something to support you. With nothing to support you, you're going to fall down. Okay, I very much doubt that the officer tried. I'm doubting the officer tried to help George get to his feet. If he was interested in getting him to his feet, he would have done so. But instead, George falls to the ground, which would happen in a case where you're being pulled with your hands behind your back. And then suddenly, when your body is being pulled through, the backseat of a car, right? Your legs are probably behind you. You're handcuffed with your hands behind your back. You're being pulled by a relatively big fella. I mean, because the cops aren't tiny people, Compared to George, sure, but they're still beefy guys that can obviously drag a big fella too, okay? And they pull you. You can't use your hands, they're handcuffed. Your feet are behind you, so it's not like you can brace yourself with your legs because they're behind you, right? So how was George Floyd expected to keep his balance? Of course he fell to the ground. This was precipitated by the officers. Again, total lack of respect for the man as a human being. They're treating him more like an object or a piece of garbage. Someone or something that they're being forced to interact with. Okay? My little brother watched the video recently with me, and he said, over a $20 bill? And I'm like, yeah, kiddo. Over a $20 bill. Over a pack of cigarettes. Some thoughts went through my head. George Floyd was, there's comments in the video that talk about how, just briefly, of course, how he had recently lost his job because of the coronavirus. There were many layoffs, many people lost their jobs, right? Many things are shut down. Okay. My family here, we're all lucky to keep their jobs. My stepsister works at Home Depot, so she's got a guaranteed job, basically. My little half-brother, really not little anymore, of course, but young compared to me. Okay. He kept his job, of course, at McDonald's. They kept serving through the drive-thru. And my stepdad is basically self-employed anyway, and he has other people that he works for as well, which did not get shut down. Okay. So that's all cool and stuff, right? But here he is, George Floyd. No job. He's probably running short on cash. Still gotta pay bills, right? You still have bills to pay. Still gotta feed yourself. Okay? If you have a vehicle, you still have to gas up the vehicle and pay for insurance and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, there was evidence that there might have been some meth in his system. Apparently he tested positive for the coronavirus, but he was one of those people that didn't have any symptoms, and the man just wants a pack of cigarettes. Probably desperate because he's addicted to cigarettes, probably, right? He manages to forge a $20 bill and gets his pack of cigarettes. Okay. Yay. Roll away, roll away. Base? Where's the base? I don't remember where the base is. I just wanted to liven this video up a little bit. I'm so depressed. Ah, no. No. I don't know, everyone there is it. Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Wants his cigarettes, right? Man wants his cigarettes. He's short on cash. So one of the first thoughts that runs through my head is, would George Floyd have been treated in such a manner if, for example, it had been a white person instead of George Floyd? Would the officers have treated a white person with more respect and common decency instead of manhandling him like he was some piece of meat as opposed to a man? Would they have been more gentle with him? Okay? Would they have employed this, you know, would that one guy have used the neck pressure maneuver, okay, would he have used the mostly banned neck pressure maneuver on a white person? Would he have felt the need to pull a white man through the backseat of a police car when the guy was basically already tucked inside the back of the police car? All the officers had to do was make sure he was in the car all the way and shut the door. And they could have taken him away into custody, processed him for theft. Okay? Is that something that could have been a thing? Is that something that could have been a possibility? That's my question at this point, right? Would it have happened if George Floyd was white? I've been around some cops. I used to bike back and forth to work. As a younger person, I used to bike a lot. And I'm talking about a regular mountain bike, not a motorcycle. I've never had my license for anything because, when I was in high school, went through driver's ed class, right? Finish it. Teacher says, okay, guys, now's the time to go out and get your licenses while it's all fresh in your head. I agreed with that. Go to my mom and my stepdad. Guys, can I get my license? Can I go take my test? No. You don't have enough experience yet. Okay, fine. Can't argue with them. I can't drive. I can't get myself out there anyway to go take the test. It's in the city and I live in the suburbs, right? Okay. Never got a license. I used to bike around everywhere. If I wanted groceries, I was biking. If I needed to go to work, I was biking. Okay. If I wanted to go out and have some fun, I was biking. I'd even meet my friends at the local coffee shop because I was ultimately biking. Okay. And that's what would happen, That's what I would do. I forgot exactly where I was going with that. Oh yeah, cops. So you know what they would do? The cops would ultimately stop me on occasion. I remember one time it was because they were looking for a suspicious person, and I happened to match the description. So I was stopped. So I think, if I remember correctly, I was either biking home from... I think it was from church. I used to go to this church thing because of my wife. And that's another story altogether, of course. But it's late. It's a late night service to begin with. Service starts around 7 o'clock. It's dark when you get out of service. So I'm biking home. And it might have been one of those nights where I may have stopped to get... No, it wasn't that night. Sometimes I would stop to get Chinese food on the way home. Not this night. Driving down the main road. Almost home, basically. It's probably no more than 15 minutes from home on my bike. Maybe 10 minutes or less. I'm driving on the sidewalk too, like a good boy. I'm not going to take my chances in the road because I'm not silly like that, right? I see the lights behind me. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. I look behind me and I'm like, oh, okay. Why are they going slower and slower and slower? Oh, they're tailing me. Oh no. So, no sirens, but the lights are flashing. I'm like, okay, I understand. So I stop. Put my feet on the ground, balancing my bike between my legs. And, put my hands on my, handlebars, I'm not going to raise my hands. I didn't do anything wrong, so. Now, I'm smart enough that I know that as soon as I run my ID, they're obviously going to figure out that I'm not the guy they're looking for, and I have no record on me, right? I have no past record of anything. Okay. I've never done anything exciting enough to be in trouble for it, right? So I kept telling the officer behind me, I just kept simply telling him, repeating again and again and again, my ID is in my right-hand side pocket. My ID is in my right-hand side pocket. Finally, he asked me, can I get it then? I said, yes. He reaches in my pocket and pulls it out. Any weapons? No, of course not. Says, okay, hold on, stay there. I'm not going nowhere. I stayed there. I want my ID back anyway, right? He can't keep it. I'm on my bike, And, he comes back, and of course I'm free to go. There's another time, too, when, there was another time, too. There's another time, too, when, it's a little distracting, isn't it? Act like it's not what it really is. So there was another time, too. I was just biking at night. I was upset. So I wanted to go and bike to kind of relieve some mental anxiety. It just had been a bad night. Bad day for me. So I'm outside, and I'm biking at night, and it's late, and I'm biking fast, and I'm biking hard, and I'm just biking in a very random direction. So, suddenly these cops stop me, and their reason for stopping me, in my opinion, was pretty strange. Because at one point there was no sidewalk, so I was kind of biking on the shoulder. Well, these cops were come down flying. They might not even had their lights on. Some cops around here, they'll just speed because they think they can. Maybe they can. I don't know. I was not aware that being a cop meant you could disobey the speed limit. These cops are clearly speeding. You can hear their engines like revving, like really, really high, right? Going faster than any other car on the road that I've seen that night. Well, not wanting to get ran over, so I can hear them coming from behind me, I pull my bike off the side of the road and into the grass, which meant pulling it over, you know, that little concrete thing on the side of the road, right? Not a big one. It was just like a little stumpy piece, right? I pull my bike up and over, and pretty soon I'm sitting there, and I'm on the side of the road, you know, basically. So I figure, fine, no big deal. I didn't get ran over by cops. I'm in great shape, you know, no big deal. So, I'm having a grand old time at this point because I'm glad to be alive. I really am. Oopsie. So, I'm just glad I didn't get, hit by a car and, and died, right? Well, oops, that's horrible. Poor guys are being killed. Oh no. I'm losing them all. They're all dying. So, cops come back around. Why? I don't know. Do they have anything better to do? Obviously not. They whip around at some point and come back, and these two officers pull alongside me. I think it was at least two cars, or maybe just one car and two officers. I forget which one it was, but again, they're flying by. They pull over. Lights on me. They're little, they're little super mag lights, the flashlight things, and possibly their headlights too. They're on me like white on rice. Like, what's wrong with you guys? And they asked me why I'm out late. I'm just biking. I might have told them I'm having a bad night. I just wanted to go biking. Something like that. I'm thinking I did nothing wrong, doing nothing illegal. They're not even telling me I fit some description of someone. Nope, just you look suspicious. Okay, so I can sympathize that cops can definitely be nasty people, and police give badges to the wrong people who seem just to want to use their power. Okay, who just sometimes seem like they want to use their power. It's kind of like the bullies. It's like a bully, right? They're a bully, just using their power for the sake of using their power, and using it for maybe the sake of abusing their power. Do they need to be abusing their power? No. Definitely not. I mean, they don't. I don't think there's any real need or reason why they should be abusing their power. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Ouch, 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 ouch. So, they can definitely be bullies. I mean, definitely bullies. So, I can totally understand that cops sometimes seem to have this blatant disregard. Okay? This blatant. I don't know. Maybe just like they figure they have a badge, they can do what they want, they can speed, they can be cruel to people, they can be nasty to people, and they can get away with it. So here I am watching this guy being pinned by the neck and then he dies. You know, and then I'm thinking to myself, would they have done that if it had been me? Because I know what it's like to be claustrophobic. And I'm thinking, was it a race thing? Please don't tell me it was just over the $20 bill. Don't tell me they would have done that to anybody. That's even worse. If you're gonna say, oh no, cops just do that to anyone because they're cops. Wow. That's a sad statement, isn't it? Just because. Just because. In that case, it's not just a racing, it's just a cop thing. It's just. This whole system needs to be taken care of. So in my mind, it gets deeper than just that. It gets really deep, you know. For me, it's like it goes beyond just, you know, it goes beyond simply a man wanting a pack of cigarettes for free. Okay, we're going into the realm of, you know, the guy could really probably have used some money and like guys. That's exciting, huh? Oh man. Go back to the cigarettes. The $20 bill. Okay. Just try to track with me, please, you know. We're supposed to live in a country where we're supposed to be the best in the world. We at least probably have the highest GDP of any country in the world. The highest gross domestic product. In other words, the country with probably the strongest economy in the world. You're telling me that in a country with the best economy, that we still cannot provide jobs and food and housing and medical care to every single citizen in this country. I'm not saying for free. I'm just saying it shouldn't be an issue where someone should have to say, hey, I don't have a $20 bill in my pocket. I need to forge one. I need to make a fake bill in order to buy cigarettes. The man should have had a job. His job was taken away because the government said we have to shut down the whole country because of a little virus. Well, granted, the virus is apparently killing people. I'm not going to debate whether or not it's as bad as they say it is, or if some of the stats are inflated. Okay? I'm talking about something else. Okay? The virus aside, forget the virus. In my opinion, we should be, in a world, in a society, okay, to be very honest, right? So distracting, I'm sorry. Like, I want to do this, but it's not what I need to do. Okay, let me just pause this after this, shall we? Let me finish this first because I'm all distracted here. Okay. Pause it. There you go. Okay. So, you tracking with me so far? Supposedly best country in the world. Okay. Wealthy country. Okay. Wealthy country. All right. Wealthy country. Supposed to have food and shelter and jobs for probably everybody. At least you'd expect that in the wealthiest country in the world. Okay? And if it was actually the country that we all expected it should be, there should never have been an issue of this guy not having a $20 bill. He should have had the $20 bill to plop down for his pack of cigarettes. Okay? There shouldn't be countless people on the streets of, say, what is it, Los Angeles or whatever it is, right? There shouldn't be issues of, well, you can't live on the side of the street. You can't have this tiny house on the side of the road. There should be housing for everybody. There should be affordable housing for every single person. There should be affordable medical in college for every person in the world. Or not, sorry, we'll start with the United States first. I'm sorry, let me tone down the scope of this. For every person in the United States, at least first. Because if we're supposed to be the most powerful, wealthy nation in the world, and we can't even take care of our own people first, there's a problem here. Okay? Again, virus aside, that should not have been an issue. There should be systems in place in supposedly the strongest, most powerful nation in the world where men in a bad circumstance can get free credit and say, hey, I need food or I want cigarettes, whatever it happens to be. The man wanted cigarettes. I don't know anything about cigarette addiction except what I know from my friend. I had a friend who had a bad addiction to cigarettes. Apparently it's hard to shake. Okay. I remember one day the guy, we're with the guy, me and my friend Adam. So I'm not going to name the other friend, but he's in a really bad mood. He's trying to quit, right? We tell him, dude, just go out and smoke your cigarette because you're being a jerk. After a cigarette, much better. He was acting much better. So I can understand if Mr. Floyd needed to smoke. I can understand. It's been a rough month. Just lost his job, right? Recently, probably running low on funds. Maybe he's already broke. Give the man a smoke. Even better, if the cops really wanted to be good Samaritans and to actually serve and protect, the officer could have said, hey, tell you what, we'll do you one better. We will offer to pay for your cigarettes for you on the house. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, pay us back when you can. Here's my name and address. Pay me back when you can. Smokes are on me. That would have been the good Christian thing to do. And yes, I'm going to play the Christian card because the reality that I want to live in, that I would prefer to live in, we wouldn't have to be paid for everything. We would just do things for one another out of love, kindness, and respect. It wouldn't be this issue where, hey, you have to plop down $20 for cigarettes. And as long as Mr. Floyd was doing his part for the community, it wouldn't be an issue. It'd just be, hey, there's Mr. Floyd, our neighbor. Here you go, buddy. You know? As long as I was doing my part too to help out people, it wouldn't matter that I'm not working a regular job anymore, as long as I was helping out the best I could with my limitations in mind, okay? So that's another thing it makes me think about. The cop could have been a good Samaritan and said, hey, no problem. We'll take care of this. It's a simple solution. They just want money for cigarettes because you're supposed to be buying cigarettes. But instead of buying them, you gave them a fake bill. Let me take care of it for you. Here's the $20 bill. We'll give it to the guy. I'll take my change. Here's an IOU. Pay me back when you can. My name is so-and-so. Here's my address. Hook me up when you can, brother. Okay? Piece of cake. Easy. Done. No need for an arrest. No need to throw someone to the ground. Okay? No need for that. I'm not alleviating the wrong that Floyd did. But two wrongs don't make a right. Okay? And now we have 4 men in prison and 1 dead because we live in a broken world with broken systems. And at the very bare minimum, the police in this country should take a hard look at their practices, their policies, and everything that led up to this incident. And this is not obviously the only incident. There's other incidences like this, where cops seem to treat the ability that they have a badge and a gun as the right to bully people and as the right to break rules that other people can't break. I remember I used to work for Tim Hortons. Well, cops got free coffee. Why? Why do cops get free coffee? No one else does. Cop pulls up to the drive-thru window. Here you go, sir. Here's your morning coffee. Cop drives away. Do I get a tip? No. Not necessarily. I did one time. One time one of the officers put some money in the tip jar. But other than that, no, they get free coffee. It can be one of those, boxes of coffee, like a 10-cup pack, Still no money put down. Why do they get special treatment? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Tim Hortons' way of saying, hey, we don't want to be robbed, so if we scratch your back, maybe you'll make sure we don't get robbed in the middle of the night. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's sad. They get to speed down the road at least 10, 15 miles over the speed limit. But normal cars can't do that. There's a disconnect. I see them fly down the road without lights on sometimes. I swear, I've seen them do it. At least a good 5 to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. No lights going. Why? I've seen videos where you see regular citizens try to do like a citizen's arrest on a cop, like a citizen's traffic stop. The cop kind of laughs it off like, oh, you can't stop me. The citizen basically says, well, you're breaking traffic laws. If I was doing it, you'd stop me, wouldn't you? Why can't I stop you? Why do the police not get to act? Why do the police get out of this whole thing scot-free? Okay? Why do the police get out of this scot-free, but regular people don't? If we were not in this weird dystopian society where everything had to be, hey, no money, no service. Instead, it should be you're servicing the community, so we're going to make sure you're taken care of as well. Thankfully, I live in a home where that's exactly what happens. Me simply being the brother of my brother, and the brother of my sister, and the son of my mother, that's why I'm taken care of here. We're all in a way someone's neighbor and someone's friend. Why can't we all take care of one another? If the cop instead had said, hey, look, that's just my brother from another mother who's obviously having a bad time right now, who's resorted to smoking or drinking or meth use to try to make himself feel better about a situation. He needed help. He didn't need to be slammed to the ground. He didn't need to have a leg pinned on his throat. And now, I'm going to simulate what happened to him. You're not going to like this. We'll make this guy a little bigger, shall we? But not big enough. Here. I like these things, right? Yeah, that's gonna be me. My arms dislocate. That's good enough for me, right? Here's our 3 officers. Team 2, 3, and 4. Or better yet, let's do it this way. Make it more accurate, shall we? And it was 4 people. The Magnuses will represent the 2 rookie cops on the scene. The Overlords will represent the non-rookies. And I'm still that thing right there. I'll be George Floyd. This is what happened. We'll argue at first he put up a fight. A small fight. A bit of a struggle, shall we? Here we go. This is what happened that day. Was there any real attempt to communicate? Not really. I'm pinned to the ground. I can't breathe. He's dead now. In real life, those 4 cops had all the power. guns, probably bulletproof vests, probably pepper spray, mace, tasers on them. They had all the power. All they had to do was let the man up off the ground and say, hey, what's wrong? You really can't breathe? Let's get an ambulance out here. Why'd you steal? You didn't have to do that. You know, we have a justice system set up in the United States that really doesn't focus too much on rehabilitation. Instead, it's more of a deterrent system. A system where we're going to try to scare you as much as possible in the hopes that you don't commit any crime. I don't think there's a whole lot of focus on let's make sure that the people that we raise in the society are set up for success, are set up to have moral values, are set up to be in loving homes with loving people that love and respect them, so that when they get out into the community as adults, they also exude love and respect to others. That officer certainly did not exude any love and respect for that man that he pinned to the ground. And that's what's sad to me. It's this lack of caring. It's this complete lack of thinking about the other person, not as an object, or as just something that they have to regrettably interact with on their job, but as a human being who needs to be listened to first, before you just throw him to the ground and pin his neck with your knee, with probably a good 40, 30 pounds of pressure being applied to his neck. Okay. One man dead. 4 are in prison. One of them is up for manslaughter charges. Because the senior officer refused to listen to anybody else. The bystander said, look, let the man up. Can't you tell he can't breathe? Can't you tell he's hurt? He's not fighting back, he's not moving. Let the man up. Okay? The bystanders knew there are other ways to take care of this problem. The Christian thing to do would have been to say, hey, look, why don't you go home? You're obviously drunk. You're obviously under the influence. It's probably been a bad month. We get it. We understand. Go home. Get cleaned up. Here's the number of someone who can help you. Get some counseling. Get some rehab. It's, the city can pay for it. We have enough money. Hopefully, probably running around somewhere. It should be made. There should be a system to help people. And instead of officers going around punishing people like that, they should be made to go around and say, hey, we need to fix this. By tackling the source of the problem, not the symptom of the problem. Lloyd going to a store and robbing it, basically robbing it, we'll say he robbed it by providing a fake $20 bill. No one was injured at the store. There was no injuries. The clerk, the boys, just walked up to Lloyd's car and said, hey, we don't just want the cigarettes back. That's all. Okay, the answer was no. Okay? I'll put the video link down in the description. Okay? Did the officers make any attempt to help Lloyd? Hey, you seem sick. Seem like you're not feeling too good. Need a doctor? Do you want to see someone? Psychologist? Counselor? Rehab? You want cigarettes that badly? Hey, no big deal. We'll pay for them. Here's an IOU. Good Samaritan. Christian values. That's what's missing. As a Christian, I'm going to say it real clearly. That is what's missing in our American culture. God. Christian values. The love for others. Respect for others. Those officers treated George Floyd without any regard or respect. And that's sad. That's sad. There's other ways to do this. There's got to be a solution that doesn't involve throwing someone to the ground and hurting them over a $20 bill, over a pack of cigarettes. That's ridiculous. If you don't like the video, no big deal. Please leave a dislike down below if you'd like to. If you didn't like it, tell me why. We can talk about this. Yes, I'm a Christian. It does affect who I am as a person. Do I always exude Christian morality? No. I'm imperfect. Okay? I suffer from lust, from envy, jealousy, anger, pride, all those things. Could I be better as a person? Yes. Should I try to do better as a person? Yes. Here's a quick thing to close on, guys. Remember Spider-Man? With great power, right? Check this out. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Super size me, Captain. There we go. With great power comes great responsibility. You got the badge, you got the gun, you got the taser and the mace, right? That's what Spider-Man said, right? No, I'm sorry. Uncle Ben, Spider-Man's uncle, said it. With great power comes great responsibility. Those cops had all the power. Just like in the skirmish I just played. They had all the power. Did they try anything else other than resorting to brute force to manhandle a man who simply wanted a pack of smokes? No. Think about that. This is not about views or likes. Just to make you think. That's all I wanted to do today. I was thinking. You can think too. If you enjoyed the thought process, let me know. If you don't like the video, go ahead and dislike it. 2020. Virus 2020. Wash your hands, guys. Until next time, take care. Sorry if I bored you. Thanks for watching.